doing? What has been up since the last Thursday? Hi, Kayla. Hello, Owen. Did anyone do anything to celebrate Earth Day? Like maybe go outside or look at a plant or appreciate a plant? Hello all of you. Did you even remember that it was Earth Day yesterday? No, we totally forgot about the Earth. Did not look at a single solitary green thing yesterday. I myself didn't really do much. I mean, I watered my plant babies and appreciated them. I did watch a... What? What are you talking about, Angela? I watched a nature documentary. I've been watching this series on Netflix, called Our Planet, and actually it's been pretty interesting. Like I've been able to learn more about different really weird species that live in like different ecosystems. But actually, I haven't really been outside much. Like, I don't think I've been outside in a whole week. No. Yes, a whole week. Over a week. Because I just really don't like wearing masks. And now since San Mateo County is saying that you have to wear a mask to go outside, my dislike of masks is trumping everything else about my desires to go outside and do stuff. Yeah, because every time I tried wearing that N95 mask, like the last time I went grocery shopping, which was a couple weeks ago, I just like felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I thought I would pass out or something. Okay, wow, that is pretty hardcore. Not even to like the backyard or something. Hi. What about if you watched my video from yesterday that I put up yesterday morning or afternoon or something? You would have heard me talk about the wiring meteor shower that's been going on the past few days. I'm wondering if anyone A, watched the video and then B, tried to see the meteor shower last night. not watch that video and had no idea that a meteor shower was happening. Yeah, I looked outside on Tuesday night. Tuesday night was when it was at its peak. The Lyrid meteor shower is the first one in the spring. And yeah, I tried looking outside a little bit on Tuesday night to see if I could see anything. I did see one meteor go by, but it was very difficult because particularly in my neighborhood, there's a lot of light pollution. So it's very difficult to see stars because it's just not dark enough. But I did see one go by, so that was cool. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about what has been a high and a low in the past week. You know, since the last time I spoke to you. I was going to say saw you, but really I don't see anyone. I'm only just talking to the void. But anyway, so write in the chat what has been a high and a low. I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about it, and then while you're thinking, you can look at this guy. And Angela, I think you'll appreciate this. The raccoon is back. 19 of you watching from my view. How has no one thought of anything good that happened since last Thursday? Okay, great. Thank you, Annabelle and Jessica, for answering. Yeah, I actually, oh, my hair is doing a weird thing. Okay, actually, you know what I find is, if I, like, when I'm doing, like, back-to-back live streams, like, on Thursdays, today's, like, I have 5th period, 6th period, and then this class, like, 3 hours kind of together. And, like, my back hurts just from, like, sitting for so long, or if I sit at my desk for too long, it's just, like, my back starts hurting. I have to, like, walk around in a circle for a little bit just to, like, I don't know, stretch and stuff like that. Jessica, what food did you make? Angela, why is it illegal for you to go outside? Jessica, that sounds amazing. I made granola last night, so I'm really happy that now I can eat granola for breakfast. I'm seeing a little bit of lag, I think, on like my stream analytics. I had a little bit of that in 5th period's live stream too. I don't know, maybe like stuff with my bandwidth is going a little weird. Wow. Annabelle, that was dramatic. Okay. I'm kind of getting some choppy streaming here. Sorry about that. I'm seeing red flashing warnings on stuff, but okay. Hopefully things just get better. I'll have to look at my bitrate stuff later. Okay, I'm just gonna hope that you can still like hear me okay. So I just want to do a little bit of a pulse check with you guys. How is the workload for this class going? Is it still like at an okay amount? I've been doing like 3 days of activity a week, with one day being the live stream and then one day is just like free. So how has it been feeling in terms of like work amount? Just this class. I know other classes might be kind of weird, but I have no control over those other classes. I can only control the amount of work that I give you for this class. Okay. Owen says great. That's good feedback. Okay. Next, I would kind of like some feedback about your thoughts for. Okay, according to Jonah, it's too much work, but the majority seem to say it's okay, so I'm just gonna lean on the majority. I'd like some feedback about. So for this unit, your last unit, human impact is really. Oh, okay, good. Thanks, Jonah. Human impact is really quite broad, and there's a lot of different topics that you could go into, and I want to shape this unit to be meaningful for you. So if there's anything that you are more interested in or that you would like to learn about or any topics, then I'm really open to feedback so that I can make this as meaningful for you as possible. So yeah, I guess just trying to get some feedback on your like engagement level with this unit. Like, is it interesting to you, or what might make it more interesting to you, or what are the ways that I might make this unit more meaningful? Any thoughts about this unit? I can tell you what I'm thinking for. Okay, so for the notebook check, I haven't spoken with Mr. Wang yet to fully confirm, but from our previous conversations, we had been discussing the idea of having you, continue to do your assignments in your notebook as usual, and then doing a recording where you're kind of like walking us through your notebook, so you kind of show, okay, here's assignment 1, and here's what it was about, and here's what I did, blah blah blah. It doesn't have to take forever, but you're just sort of like explaining like the work that you did in your notebook, and then sending that video. So that might be how the notebook gets checked. Okay, so alright, well, I'm gonna continue, like, starting next week. Okay, let's see. Annabelle's question: do you know what the cutoff is for credit, no credit? I don't know for sure yet, because Mr. Wang texted me on Tuesday saying he's still thinking about how he wants to do the credit, no credit for your class and AP Bio. So he's going to talk with me. I'm thinking tomorrow or sometime over the weekend, and then I'll have a better answer. Yeah, so I'm thinking that, like, for the rest of the unit after this week, kind of going into different areas of consumption in our lives that I think, at least for myself, I mean, I'm really just basing this off of my own sustainability journey and the areas of my life where I kind of became more aware of my consumption habits, or I guess I just, wasn't aware of the way my actions can have, like, impacts on, other places. So I'm thinking, like, maybe exploring, like, our clothes and how, the choices we make with our clothes can have impact, or, the food we bring into our house, our groceries, and stuff like that. Yeah, I think teachers get to choose where they want to put the cutoff for credit, no credit, or they can decide what other requirements that they want to add on to count as credit. So it's a little bit individual for each teacher. Okay, so if that sounds okay for, like, the trajectory I kind of listed for the rest of our unit, I really hope that you find it interesting. Like, I'm trying to pick activities in such a way that it actually interests you, and it's not just like, I have to do this for school. Like, I really want you to find meaning out of the activities, and I want it to be, like, interesting to you. So that's why I'm continuously asking for feedback from all the classes each week, because this unit, of all units, it's really relevant to you and your life. Whatever you end up doing, even if you aren't, like, a science person when you are done with school, like, human impact will always be relevant to your life for as long as you are living on this earth. Okay, well, I'll move on from that since there aren't really any thoughts about that. So you've had three activities since I spoke to you on Thursday. There was the Story of Stuff video with the worksheet. There was the lecture on climate change that I put up on Tuesday, and then there was the climate change graph analysis. So I was just going to start with the graph analysis activity from yesterday. Regardless of whether or not you actually looked at the activity and did it, you are getting a chance to see the graph right now if you're here. So you can answer these questions if, like, now for the first time. So in the assignment from yesterday, you were given a picture of this graph, and the first question was asking, like, the first thing we want to know when we're looking at new data is we need to understand what question the scientists were trying to answer in the first place, and, like, why this data was even collected. So based off of like, the title and the axes of the graph, it looks like the scientists were trying to, they were wondering about how sea ice amount is changing over time. Sea ice extent is really the same thing as sea ice amount of sea ice. So what is the data in the graph saying about the sea ice? What are we seeing in the graph? What do we see in the data? Over time, what happens to the amount of sea ice? Hello out there. No one has an answer? No answers? Not a single one? You don't think anything's happening to the sea ice? Does the sea ice stay the same over time? Okay, thank you, Kayla. So the line is showing that the amount of sea ice is decreasing over time. So if the amount of sea ice is decreasing, how is that going to affect life on Earth for both humans and other species that aren't humans? And there's multiple answers to this. What do we think? How might you be affected by a lack or a loss of sea ice in the North Pole or in Antarctica? If your answer is also I don't know, you can also type in I don't know, because at least like I know that you're thinking about it. It's just kind of awkward when I'm talking. First of all, like since I am just talking to myself, really, I can't hear anyone's, but okay, thank you. Annabelle, how is this going to cause the temperature to go up? Yeah. Yes, no, you're exactly right. You're definitely on it. So because the sea ice in general is white, um, it will reflect off the sun's energy, and that helps to make sure that the Earth doesn't get too hot. So um, yes, and like the ice, it kind of acts as a little bit of a refrigerator for the planet. So yes, you've totally got it. So when we have less ice, we have less surface area that is able to reflect off the sun's energy, and then the Earth's temperature gets warmer because more sun energy is being absorbed by the Earth. So that's like the major way that the loss of sea ice is contributing to global warming. But also on a smaller scale, the sea ice is part of, some animals' habitat. Like polar bears, they depend on the sea ice for their hunting. So only when the water is, only when like the ocean layer surface is frozen, that's the only time that polar bears are able to walk on the ice and hunt for like seals and other prey. And so when the ice melts faster or melts sooner and then takes longer to like reform, so like because sea ice, it's a little bit of a seasonal thing. Like in the summer it like melts more and then comes back in the fall, but as the season kind of gets shorter, where there is sea ice covering the surface of the water, then that kind of is shortening the season where polar bears have to hunt for their food for the year. So then, baby polar bears have less food, and then they grow up underweight and malnourished, and then that makes them less effective at hunting prey, and then they can't survive as well. It also is affecting walruses, because walruses, they lay on the sea ice, they breed, and now they have less land space to be laying out, and so it's negatively impacting walruses too, and just like a lot of species that are parts of the food webs that are in Antarctica or in the North Pole. Okay, so I just wanted to go over that graph just to make sure it was okay. I'll go back here. So in the Story of Stuff worksheet that went along with the video, there was one question at the end that regardless of whether you even watch the video, so like even if you are here watching this live stream and you didn't watch the video, you can still answer this question. It's a reflection question that was asking what are some examples of items that you use only once and then you throw it away. So single use items in your life or in your household. Yep, plastic bottle. Stella, what happened to your Bulbasaur icon? Tissues, good. What else? What else do we use pretty much once and then we throw it away? Food containers, like takeout boxes, takeout containers. Napkins, and along with that, paper towels. Anything else in our lives that is pretty single use? Plastic straws for sure. Diapers. Yeah, that's what Mr. Whiting is now going through in his household. A lot of hygiene stuff tends to be single use, like floss. We don't reuse our floss. Toilet paper, of course. Like cleansing wipes to either like remove your makeup or just to, you know, wipe your face or anything. You usually use those once. Q-tips, you only use it once. Cotton balls. What else? And then of course, plastic utensils. My mom, she like won't throw them away, so I guess it's like she's using them over again. But the problem I keep trying to point out to her that she's not really seeing is that if you save every plastic fork and then you just keep using it over and over again, but she still continues to receive plastic forks from other sources and then saves those, then like plastic forks are just accumulating in her kitchen, which they are, and one day they're going to like flood out of the drawer and flood her kitchen. She's not really seeing my long-term picture here, but because you know, it's just like you got plastic forks coming in but no plastic forks going out, and you just accumulate plastic forks. Just that basic energy balance that we talked about the very first lecture for this. Okay, so we've listed several single-use items like water bottles, takeout boxes, tissues, napkins, straws, and plastic utensils. What are some of the ways that we could, make substitutions for those single-use items, so that instead of only using it once and throwing it away, we can, reuse something over and over again and throw less stuff away? Straws, which we do have used them yet because I don't really drink from a straw that often. What's another substitute? Yes, exactly, Stella. Reusable water bottles that I think pretty much like 99% of everybody that I come across in the Bay Area anyway has a reusable water bottle. Yep, reusable containers, Tupperware. And I even try, lately, I mean, before shelter in place started, when I wasn't leaving the house, I would try to bring my own utensils, like my own metal fork or spoon, if I knew that I was going to be eating somewhere. Like, let's say, if I knew that, like for an example, when the Super Bowl was happening, my church had a Super Bowl party, and there was people were making food and whatnot, and I only went because, well, I kind of went for the free food, but also my husband likes football. And I was actually able to anticipate, like, oh, I'm going to be eating lunch there. So I actually brought utensils for myself. So it takes a little bit of planning in advance. And I haven't had too much of a success rate with that, but I just bring cloth or something, or maybe I just sometimes I'll have like a small container that just will fit the utensils, and so then when it's dirty, if I can't wash it, then I just put it back in the container so that it doesn't get anything else dirty. So I've tried doing that a little bit with a little bit of success. It definitely takes some you have to think about, am I going to run into a situation where I need a utensil? And then, in general, I'm hoping that, with these live streams where we're meeting on Thursdays, as we continue going through more content next week. I don't know if you can hear the podcast that my husband is listening to, but I can. It's slightly loud. Okay, anyway, I'm hoping that the time that we meet together will be a time that you can bring your questions about anything that you're curious about in terms of human impact or greater sustainability, or how to make choices that are more sustainable. It's definitely something I've been learning for the past year, and I'm still pretty much a beginner. But I would love to be able to just share any of the insights and solutions that I've come across so far. So yeah, I'm just hoping that these live streams will be helpful for you to be able to chat about anything you're wondering about, how to make more sustainable choices in your life, or get answers to things that you're curious about, or solutions and stuff like that. Okay. Well, do you have any questions for me about anything? Do you want to know anything about me and my life, or other randomness? If you have been watching the videos I've been posting, you'll notice that the videos feature different members of my apartment family. I don't know, I just thought that'd be a fun little Easter egg thing. questions? Nothing? Okay, well, so if you come across anything like with the different activities that I put up for you to do in this unit, if at any point in time you have a question that is not necessarily related to the actual work of the activity, but it just made you curious about something, just write it down somewhere and then save it for Thursdays, and where we can talk about it. Or if you just become curious about something at some point in the week, you can just always save it for Thursdays, where we can talk about all the questions, all the things. Okay, if that is all, then I will call it a day, and then I will go eat a snack. Okay, so I'm just assuming there's no urgent questions that anyone wants to ask. I haven't seen anything in the chat. So I'll see you next time. I'm gonna do another video, sometime next week, or I'll see you again on Thursday. Okay, bye.